God, I hope it's not there no more. Alright, tell me, guys, it's not there no more, right? Please tell me it's not there no more. Okay, I'm gonna go like this. Bink. Oh, bang! Neevesknives. I'm Jared. My lovely wife Kara is not joining us today. This will be the third time we are trying to do this because we keep messing up. So, but that's okay. We're gonna push on and hopefully we don't get too much buffering. If it continues to buffer, we'll just have to shut it down till Wednesday. Hopefully we get some better weather. I see 4 people are here. No more address, thank God. Yeah, when I was uploading or when I was coming on, I was trying to rush. And I don't know, I must have pushed it on, which I don't know why it would know that, but no care tonight. I'm sorry, but that's why we are just going to do some Q&A, talk some knives, talk some crap, talk about whatever you guys want. Just shoot the sheet, and yeah, that's it. I think it'll still be a fun time though. And then on Wednesday we will do this again. I was going to move the setup over there for this live, but I decided not to since Kara's not with, joining, doing the couch party and everything without her wouldn't be too good. Then I was going to do it on my workbench. I figured you guys would like that, but this is fine. Man, it's still buffering, guys. It's still buffering. Third time's a charm, but it doesn't seem like I got the charm because I'm watching it buffer like really bad. We'll see. We'll see. I hope so. Nice meow. I love that name. That's hilarious. Oh man, this is getting bad. Like all I keep seeing is buffering. I went back and tried to rewatch that last one. Couldn't even do it. Couldn't even rewatch it. I'm about to just take it down. I'm gonna check it again because the last time that happened, when I rewatched it, even though it was buffering, it somehow YouTube put all the clips together to where it wasn't bad. To where it wasn't bad, but the last one we did, it was no good. No good at all. Oh, it's not buffering anymore. That's awesome. Maybe it's just buffering on my end and not your guys's. That would be awesome if that's the way it goes. The only problem is that every time I see it buffer, I stop talking. Like I shut up for a second and I wait, and then I probably look stupid. For whatever reason, it's playing fine on my TV, but it's jacked up on my phone. Well, I'm glad it's working out. Yep, me with knives. Let's do this. So I guess I shouldn't repeat everything I said in the first clip, even though I deleted it. But I talked about knife mods and stuff like that. Um, this week I'm gonna do like a whole bunch of knife talk videos. So I got a ton of really good knife reviews coming up, and possibly even some versus videos. But I made a whole list of knife talk videos, like of just stuff I want to talk about. And I was kind of wondering. I was gonna run them past you guys and see what you guys thought. You guys probably don't want to hear it though. Um, but no, I did say in the last one, I think it was the last one, I said that if you had any knife talk episodes you'd like me to talk about, to let me know in the comments. Because I kind of like those where I just come up with an idea and I just run with it. Chicago has been the best pizza in the house. Yeah, I like Chicago's pizza. I fucking love Chicago pizza. I know a lot of people say New York pizza's better. Maybe. I wouldn't know, but Chicago's pizza's fire. It really is. Well, wait a second though. Because there's a difference. Because most people, when they say Chicago pizza, they mean deep dish. Like deep, deep dish. Like this thick. Like it's crazy deep. It's like a pie. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about the regular pizza, like the thin crust, the square cut. We do lots of square cut pizza places around here. Not where it's the triangles, where it's square cuts. We have lots of those, but those are good pizza places. Um, yeah, so the diamond stones are okay. The 1200 grit has some problems though. The metal under the diamond grit is sticking up in the air slightly. Hold on, so wait. Oh, sticking up in one area slightly and it causes the plate to catch. Okay, so I had that problem, not with one of those, but I had that problem with a little Lansky stone, but it wasn't metal, it was a diamond. It was a diamond that was just like big. And it was really big. So every time I ran the blade across the stone, it would catch. And I mean bad. And I figured like eventually I'll knock it out, right? That thing stayed true, man. It would not knock out. I even wound up taking and putting it to a plate, which you should never do because that'll knock all your other diamonds off. But yeah, that sucks. My 1200s are really good. The 1200s are the ones you want to be the most delicate with, though, because they break down the fastest. You'll find out that the 1200 won't last as long as the other one. The 1200 will break down the fastest, which is kind of weird, right? Because most places sell the higher grits, the more expensive, and they actually last the least amount of time. I personally, the 3 and 6 is far better than the 12 to me. I'd rather have the 3 and the 6 and not even worry about the 12. I like the 12, like if I want to do a polished edge or something, but I can do that with other stones too. I can do the 3 and the 6 and then use just a different, like a Arkansas stone or something. That'll give me the same, if not better, than the 12. But it depends on the steel too. But an Arkansas has no problem cutting a high performance steel as long as you use the lower grits, appropriately. Oh yeah, Jared, those stones are. That's awesome. I'm glad. I use my old ones because what I always do is I always buy a new set. So I always have basically a brand new set, and I use my old ones. I'm buffering on my end. Hopefully, I'm not buffering on your guys' end. I use my old ones for cleaning other stones. Now, you want to be careful because stones will kill those diamonds. I mean, it'll just kill it. If you want to get an actual diamond flattening plate, those work really good, but they're very expensive. They're very expensive. So I bought a regular flattening stone that's just like an aluminum oxide stone. But every once in a while, I'll use my old little diamond plates to clean off my ceramic stones. Because not much cleans those ceramic stones, but those diamond plates do. Okay, so topics. These are kind of just like run-of-the-mill topics, but I feel like they're a good conversation. So, I already did a couple of them. You guys seen that, like the past few days, I've posted like 3 or 4 knife talks. So some of these I already did. Okay, best way to be a knife person. I thought that one was a pretty good one. Knife talk about front flippers. Different brands and what they do well. Best knives with thumb studs. And that's not like a top 10 or anything. It's just talking about knives with good thumb studs, what makes them have good thumb studs, blah, 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 blah. Best knives to mod. I think that's a good one. Real budget knives, so like $30 and less, maybe $50 and less. Custom knives, knife talk. I already did the big knife talk, the big knives, so I was thinking about doing a small EDC knives. An exclusive content talk. I thought about talking about that because I am going to start a Discord, and I am going to make up like little videos and send them to the Patreon. Just like little funny bullshit videos. I don't know if you guys will like them or not, but we'll run it through and find out. Oh yeah, I thought about doing like 2 weeks where everybody can see those videos, just so you can see what you're gonna be missing if you're not a Patreon. Just to fuck with everybody. If you still want to get this content, you're gonna have to be a Patreon. No, I'm just joking. But I did think about doing that though. Okay, so using your stuff, or like using your knives. I thought we were doing a knife talk about that. Okay, another one. Be your own knife person. And I actually got that from Professor EDC today. He was on Everyday City Carries podcast. So Professor EDC, the guy that has the Spanish and English channel, he was on Everyday City Carries podcast. So, and he was talking about how like knife trends and stuff. Man, OCD, you're fucking with my live. See, he's live now. See what he did? He did that on purpose. He did that on purpose. I know he did. He's spiting me. Um, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so he was talking about being your own knife person, like, and it wasn't about knife people. It was about other people in general. And he was talking about how people run in herds, how there'll be like trends, and then everybody will jump on the bandwagon instead of just like doing their own thing. And that's like a huge thing in the knife community. So I thought about talking about it. I don't want to sit here and talk about the whole thing to you guys because then it wouldn't be a damn knife talk. Custom knives versus budget knives. That's a good one. And then I just have how to sharpen serrations because somebody asked me to do a video on how to sharpen serrations. And then I got some modding videos coming up, possibly. I don't know if they'll work or not because it might not work, but I could try. I'm going to try to fix this Boke or Quaken. I'm starting to think it's not going to work, but I'm still going to do a video on it because everybody wants to see it. Oh shit, why is my thing all backed up? Okay. Yeah, Discord sounds like that'd be pretty cool. I know nothing about it, but I'm learning about it now, so I'm going to start it. What's up, Hag? You like the Ontario Rat 1, Rat 2 for inexpensive knives? I do. I do like the Ontario Rat 1 and 2. I think the 2 is a great small knife, and the 1 is a good hard knife, like a good hard use knife slash. Do you know what? Put it this way. Blade Brigade, sorry man, I glitched there for a second. Blade Brigade New York did a video where he beat the tar out of that knife, the Rat 1, the Kershaw Bare Knuckle, the Kershaw Knockout, and the Spyderco Tenacious, I think it was, and then a bunch of other knives. And the Rat 1 did the best. The Rat 1 killed it. What's wrong with the Quaken? It is all messed up. So it's got tons of play. Here it's got like when you unlock it, a lot of play. For some reason, like the screw's not tightening it, and it seems like there's like a gap in there somewhere because I can feel the screws kind of moving. I'm gonna try to take it apart, see if there's just one side's not setting into its spot, or if sometimes what happens is and I've never had a Quaken, so I don't know. Sometimes both sides screw in, even though this doesn't have a Torx on this side. There's no Torx. This could still screw in. So if that's the case, maybe I need to fully seat that into the part that goes through the middle of the pivot, and see if that works. Maybe it'll all tighten up after that, but I don't know. I've never had a Quaken, so I've never taken one apart, and I don't want to take it apart without you guys having the video. I did look at it and see if I could tighten it up, but it ain't that easy. It ain't that easy at all. Damn it. I keep buffering on my end. I've had that happen a few times. There's been a few knives that I've thought about fixing. Oh yeah, this was the other thing, Richie, is that this is why I'm really not sure if I'm going to be able to. So when I hold it, I can push the lock bar all the way over. Now when I do, it didn't have blade play before, but it's also not tight. When it's tight, it doesn't have blade play if I push all the way over, but it goes over there so easily. But I'm wondering if I do set it and it tightens up good, if the lock bar will go into place better. I don't know. Got a thumb stud iron today. What? That's awesome. Somebody tried to trade me an iron. dude in that the gift box, the insane gift box we got, sent this little react. This thing's pretty cool. For a small knife, this thing's pretty awesome. It looks like an integral, but it's not. But this thing's pretty awesome. Riet does definitely make quality high-end knives. But even for a knife this small, this is all T8s. So everything is, I mean, this thing's on point. If you haven't tried it, every 10 to 20 seconds for what? It might just have built up Loctite in the threads. Yes, something like that. That's so true. That, or I also was thinking that maybe something got in there and, like, say when I tighten it, it seems like it's tightening, but it's really not. It's just there's something maybe in between there, like you said, kind of like in the threads, but maybe like on the outside surface. So it could be so many things. I won't know till I take it apart, but I feel like it's gonna be a failure video. Like it's gonna be like a video like I tried to fix it video, but whatever. I mean, it's good content, right? I mean, you can't always be perfect. What do you mean? How late is it? Oh, you mean the reverse detent? Yeah, it's pretty late. It's definitely not early. And the track, because it does have a reverse detent track. It has a reverse detent track, but this isn't really a knife like for me that I'm gonna sit there and like drop because it's so little, but it does kind of drop though. I would just close it like that. I wouldn't really worry about the drop shuttiness, but I can, however, hold it lower on the lock bar if I really want to. Oh, no, never mind. There we go. Nope. The reverse detent track keeps sucking it back up. Even though it gets past, it just sucks it right back up. But, not a big deal. It's a little knife. Like I said, normally I would just use it like this and just close it back up. I don't really care about drop shutty little tiny knives. But, whatever. That's your problem with all reacts or just that react? You know what I do like about this little thing? I can middle finger flick it. Ooh, you guys didn't see that coming, did ya? Watch that. Bink. Just like I told somebody I would show them because they were talking about me middle finger flicking this knife. This knife is so easy to middle finger flick. I mean, super easy. You don't have to be good at doing that middle finger flick like I do off of these knives because it has the coating. A lot of knives that have the coating, it gives you that little bit of texture. And you don't have to push hard. You just have to get the leverage right behind because it has a flat up here right behind the flat. And you just use the leverage. Very easy. This knife's the easiest middle finger flicking knife. This knife's the best front flipper I've ever tried. The review is coming very soon. This is the most fidgety knife I've ever felt. What's up, Jared? What's up, Bugsy? Try a non-flipper react. Just in time for the buffering. I know, it's been raining here for over a week. I'm guessing that's the problem. Some people are saying they're not having a problem. Some people are having a problem. You might want to just get out and get back in. Some people it's working good on their TVs, but not on their phones. It is what it is. I'm just going to try to push forward. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. What I mean is, like, if you don't want to stay, you don't have to. Heck yeah, oh man, I'm buffering on my end now. 62 with some scales. Ronan, haven't seen you in a while. So, we got our lavender pants. I see you. You got your sheepdog in. that the sheepdog with the micarta, we got one coming too. I'm surprised it's not here yet because we ordered ours right when you ordered yours, pretty much, maybe a day later. You got the coated one. I was saying on Instagram, I said, yeah, we tried to get the one with the coating, but Lavender Pants got the last one. So we had to get the one with the satin blade. Back in for a moment, my connection is a shit. I'm sorry, everybody's connection is shit, even mine. Do you even use, wait, do you even use enough single blades to need to sharpen them? Me? I fucking always need to sharpen. I do personally. Well, okay. Let me rephrase that. I don't have to because I can just keep switching, right? But I have certain knives that I use for certain things that I use more. And when like when I'm at the distillery, man, I cut down hella cardboard and hella straps, and I'm talking about thick straps. Like they got some type of fiber in them, the straps, and you can actually see the fibers running through it. Like I gotta have a sharp knife to cut those. If my knife's not sharp, I'll never cut it. It'll just slip right off of it, and I've tried. Serrations work good for cutting them, but like right now I'm not working at the distillery, because of everything going on. So right now I probably don't need to as much, like just to break down like the my recycling and just the crap around the house. But I use like a specific knife for certain things, so I'll overuse one knife just because I like it so much more. So, but if you put a good edge, you can keep strapping. You just got to keep up with the strapping, and then also keep up with the honing, so you don't have to sharpen. If you don't hone, you're gonna have to sharpen a lot more. That's just the way it is. But yeah, we obviously no vodka, whiskey, and vodka and whiskey, basically bourbon, shit like that. Um, you are still craft bodegas. But yeah, I I always wind up ending up needing, and also certain steels. And I'm talking about like high end steels. Certain steels, man, they work really good if you're just gonna do EDC crap. But the second you do anything hard with them, they chip. Like I got an S90V, I can't stop that thing from chipping. And then I got like shit. I got some 14C28N from Tucson that'll outperform some M390 knives. I mean, just because it's a more versatile steel. When you look at 14C28N on like the breakdown of it, it's a very simple steel. That's the beauty of it. There's nothing crazy about it. Like when you look at it, it's just a simple steel. But because of that simple mix up, it was made for pocket knives. It was made for folders. It was made to do the things that people do with folders. Some other steels, they were, man, this damn buffering. They were specifically made, some steels were specifically made for certain things. Like, say, M390. You know where M390 came from? It was for plastic. It came from plastic factories. So, where, man, this damn thing won't stop buffering. I'm too scared to use my too hard. All right, let me see if I can re-push it. Maybe it'll be better. Okay, so what I was saying was that M390 was made for. It's not buffering. Okay, good. It was buffering on my end. So M390 was made for plastic, like plastic factories, and for cutting their plastic. So it does really good for stuff like that. But for certain things, like pocket knives, the reason why we had so much trouble with it in the beginning was because they were not doing the right hardness on it. Like the HRC numbers were really low. Everybody knows this story. I don't need to tell the story, but they weren't doing it good. We're finding out that the higher HRCs, it does a lot better. But then also I've seen testing where it didn't do so good because of chipping when it was so high, and where other steels outperformed it And I'm talking about just basic steels outperformed it because they could handle the stress and stuff from, from smacking something hard or whatever. It all depends like on what you do and your steel, and also even the angle you sharpen it at. The angle you sharpen it at, and the grit. Shit, the grit. Like some steels, okay, like put it this way, AEBL, that steel, a lot of custom makers use it, AEBL. That steel does best when it's finely ground because it was made for razor blades, like for shaving. It was made for like the inside of razor blades. So that steel performs best when it's very, very thin and fine. Now, like CPM 154, 154 CM, just a powdered version of that. In my opinion, it polishes like no other. I mean, it polishes so fast, but almost too fast, because you'll take all the teeth out of the grit like that. And I find that when it's like that, I find that I don't like it just because it doesn't feel sharp to me. Now, is it sharp? Yeah, of course it is, but it doesn't have no bite. I like my edge to have a little bit of bite when I go to cut into stuff. I don't want it to slip off. Basically, like say those straps I was talking about. When I get when I cut those one straps I was just talking about a minute ago, if my edge doesn't have bite, it will just literally, like, I'll get behind the strap and try to pull it, and my knife will just slip right out from underneath it. And I'll look at the strap, it don't even got a mark. That fucking shit's too strong. But if my edge has some bite to it, it'll tear right through it. Now, it will cut into it if it's like if that edge that doesn't have the bite, like the grit is very high and it's like a polished edge, only if it's laid back so fine that now it causes damage to it very easily. So like the strap, it'll cut the strap, but me, if I cut 3 or 4 of them, the edge is damaged, like damaged beyond repair. Like I can't hone it back. I have to resharpen it. So that's why I tend to like a little bit lower grits. Or that's some of the reasons. Do you have a personal method of testing your edge to see if it's at the sharpness you want? Yeah, I have a couple. So one is just the way I touch it. Like I'll I do this finger test, and I'm getting to the point to where I can tell just by touching it if it'll whittle hair. So I've one, I rock my thumb on it, and then another one I roll my fingers on it, so I don't just touch it. Like I don't just go like this. I rock my thumb on nice and slow, and then I basically do the same thing with my fingertips. Then I go through paper because I can tell how loud or how quiet it is going through paper. It's buffering on my end. I hope it's not for you guys. But I can tell how fast it goes through paper. And then also, if I can do swirls in paper, then also I have certain paper that I do it to. Like I have this tissue paper, like for presents that you pack presents with. If my edge will cut that shit, it's sharp because that stuff is not easy to cut. Paper towels, but if you can whittle a hair, if you can take a hair and run a hair over it and it goes through a hair, that damn thing is sharp. But I find that the higher the grit, it won't do that. Like it won't do that for me if I'm over 3,000 grit, 5,000 grit, unless if the edge is so fine and laid back that it's very thin. And at that point, it is as sharp as can be. And I mean, that is so sharp, but it's just not logical because you're not going to use it very much before it starts chipping and, it's too brittle. But it's fun, it's fun to have a knife that damn sharp for 10 minutes. Yeah, Triple B testing, man. I love watching his shit. I wish he'd pump more videos out. Maybe my thing's off on him, because every once in a while, YouTube will kick you off of every single bell you hit. Sometimes, like even one time with Stasa 23, I was like, man, why isn't Stasa putting out any videos? I went and checked his channel out. He's got like 15 videos I hadn't seen, and it said I was unsubscribed to him. Like that shit happens all the time. YouTube just does that. Damn, you got some rock studs. 65 HRC, it cuts for years. We'll keep freaking. Yeah, Rocksteads, man, they put their shit up real high HRC, and when you listen to them, they say it drops back very easily. What steel did you say? The YXR7? Wait, I don't know what's. Is that the knife or is that the steel? That's the steel running YXR7. I don't know what that is. But certain steels, man, all steels do great at higher HRCs, but some do great even at lower HRCs. That's why I like the 14C, because it does good at 55, 56 Rockwell, 55, 56 HRC, all the way up to 62 HRC. Some steels don't, they won't even perform worth a shit under 59, 60 HRC. And we used to think, like, I remember when I got in this community, the running thing was a good steel is between 58 and 60 HRC. That was the thing, 58 and 60. So that's what I thought, not knowing that no, that's only for maybe one steel. Like all steels are different. They all perform different. They all require different HRCs. But these knife makers, they have found that that's like a good area, like between 58 and 60, like to where, because some people don't use their knives very hard, some people do. So if they do them all at that or right around that area, they got the mid-grade performance, so most are around 60 HRC. Yeah, right. Most of them are around 60 HRC. Most swords are 58 to 63. I don't have a lot. I used to have some swords. I only got one right now, and I need to fix it up. That's another video too. It's just a cheap one, but I gotta redo the whole thing. What's up, John? Floydian, I've heard that too. Like when people ask, what's the sharpest knife you've ever felt? Most people that have tried a rock stud and tried lots of other knives, I'll say rock stud. I've personally never tried one, so I can't speak on it, but I've seen the videos where they take a phone book and they just go whoosh through the corner of a phone book. And then he'll cut a rope and stuff like that. I think those are amazing. Those look like amazing knives. They're very expensive too. They're no joke. That price is definitely high. Do you want me to link you to an online sword shop I know about to expand your horizons? No, I'll be honest. I probably won't buy one. I don't have the funds right now to fucking pay for damn pocket knives, let alone some swords. And like I said, I got this sword I'm gonna refurbish. It's a cheap sword, but it'll make a cool video. Maybe in the future, because I still want to get into some kitchen knives, some camp knives, and stuff like that. So I do want to expand my horizon. Don't get me wrong. My horizon, it's, I see it. So I'll post 76 tested that Vancron and then I'll cut Maxim. Damn, did it? That's crazy. Yeah, Maxim at Timbo. Whoa, where's my bell? Thank you, bud. You're awesome, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Maximet. I just sharpened some, the hell was it? I don't even remember. Rex 40, was it Rex? I don't remember, but it was something like Maximet. I didn't have no problem with it. But I used diamonds. I want to try out some Maximet though. I've never sharpened Maximet, so I don't want to be all bold and then I can't do it. Then everybody's like, Neeves is full of shit. But I will say this though, I sharpened this bad boy for you, Lavender Pants, and it's got a damn good edge on it. Very, very sharp. Definitely will whittle hair. Thank you, Timbo. Thank you. I don't remember. No, it wasn't 45. I don't even think it was that. I don't even remember now what steel it was. I don't know why I can't remember. It was something like Maximet because the person told me it was Maximet. And then when I got it, I was like, this ain't Maximet. But it was on a Delica. It was on a Delica. I don't remember which one, what it was. Awesome. I knew I had a small chip in it. Yeah, it was tiny though. It really was. It was so tiny. But those little things are the things that really eat you alive. Like the one that Knife Junkie sent to me. He told me his world was ending. Like he dropped his knife and chipped his tip. When I got it, yeah, it had a chip in it, but it wasn't that bad. Like, but to him, it was like it killed him. He said he couldn't even look at the knife. Like, he'd see it across the room, and it was like like in the movies where they look at something and it zooms in. Like it was like those type of moments. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Thank you, Ronan. Oh my God! Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are awesome. Holy cow! I appreciate that. You have no idea. Wow, wow. You guys are the best, man. You guys are like this community and the people that support me in this channel and that come to the lives. You guys are the best people ever. Like, I don't care what fucking channel it is. They all say that about their people. You know why? Because they don't know the fucking people on my channel. That's why. Otherwise, they wouldn't say no stupid shit like that. They got the best people. That's what sharpening's for. Exactly. That's what sharpening's for. And that's why I'm really happy about Andrew Toole. I don't know if he's still in here or not, but all the customs he sent me, and then he's like, use them, right? He says use them. Today, I told him, I said, yeah, I'm using them, enough for the review. I was like, but this one, this skiff, I said, yeah, I probably won't use that one too hard because this thing's fucking polished, right? It's polished. Like, I feel like if I use this thing, I'm gonna leave a scratch in my heart. Like, it's like I feel like it's gonna kill me inside. And he fucking types back, use it, like in a screaming voice, like use it. And I don't want to disappoint because I've done that with people where I've sent them knives and said, listen, man, use it. And then they send it back, and I expect a scratch, like it better have some scratches, and then it comes back the exact same way. I know it's my edge. I know it's fresh. I can tell it, and I'm like, man, you didn't even fucking test paper. But so I'm definitely using these, and this one even I've been carrying this. When I got it, it had a KME edge, but right here I could tell it had been used. But now, since I've been using it, it definitely needs a new tune-up. So I'm gonna resharpen it before I send it back, and I'll probably do the same angle he's got on it. But yeah, I'm happy to use these because some of the best performing knives are knives that actually have like custom heat treats, and you actually get to see the difference. I remember when I first realized that, and it was with a Medford knife, and I sharpened it. When it hit that stone, the difference between like a production knife hitting the stone and sharpening it, it was night and day. Like I could just feel the difference. I could feel how it sharpened and how it dragged across the stone and how the steel removed. Even when I deburred it, everything, like you could tell it had a damn good heat treat. Like I could just feel it. And that was one of Abby Normal's knives. But now the one other uses S35 in kitchen knives. What? S35 in kitchen knives? That sounds crazy. I want to get a kitchen knife in VG10. Dropped my inlay 32 yesterday because it was. I do that all the time. I'll shove a knife right in my lap, and then I do that with my phone. I do that with everything. What's up, Hag? ¿Cómo está, hoy? Professor EDC, what's up, Professor? I was just talking about you a little bit ago. I was telling everybody about the podcast you did, and I was telling them I don't know if you read your Instagram or not. I did tell you in your Instagram. I told you a bunch of things actually, but I said that I got a Knife Talk episode from you, from your podcast with Ray from Everyday City Carry, and it was a topic. It was at the end of that podcast. You guys were talking, and you were talking about like people, right? Just being their own person, right? And how people follow trends and stuff like that, but they're not really doing stuff that they like. They're doing it because they're following a trend. And I thought about doing a Knife Talk episode about that, about people being their own person and following what they like and doing what they like, rather than just wanting to be the same guy who has, say, the Parrot 2 or whatever. I don't know. But I feel like it'll be a cool video. Also, Professor EDC, I don't know if you read your Instagram message, but yeah, I wrote you a long little message because I watched that whole podcast. And yeah, I said some things in there. So you were talking about some of the things in Mexico that you have to deal with. And then I apologized to you for one thing. I was like, yeah, that used to be me, man. Because you were saying how you had to do something because of whatever. You probably don't know what I'm talking about until you go read it. But I apologized to you because I said I used to be that guy. So I apologize for being that guy. Even though I didn't do it to you, I know what happened. Yeah, I like to keep up with the trends too. But basically, I should save this for the damn Knife Talk episode. Otherwise, you guys are getting a free Knife Talk episode. No, I'm just joking. But I keep up with trends too. We all do. That's the point. We all do because we all get sucked in to Instagram and the pictures and the colors and the whatever. But there are certain things that is just like it's your style and you'll have the choice maybe, and I'm not saying you, I'm saying some people, they might have the choice between the thing that they really like versus the thing everybody else really likes. And I get sucked into that because that'll get me views, right? So like there's knives that I don't even care about personally, but I know you guys will. So I want to get it on the channel because it'll get me, a bunch of views or maybe some new subscribers. But I'm still going to tell the honest opinion on it, of what I like or don't like about it. But it's just, it's with any community. Any community. I don't care what it is. It's just trending, whatever's trending or whatever's the thing for that week or that month. And obviously we do it, right? Because do we all need a fucking 100 knives? Probably not, right? So obviously we get sucked into it. Uh, the Richmond Artifacts 2 in VG10. It costs $75. Swing for the fences and top 8-inch size S35 and it's $200. The Richmond Artifacts. I don't know what that is. Is that a kitchen knife? Because that's what I'm looking for, is a damn good kitchen knife in VG10. Message about teaching away ignorance. But there's always, yeah. I also sent message to him about that too. I saved the message for Instagram instead of doing it on Ray's platform because I had a little bit more to say about everything than I was willing to put on Ray's platform. And still, even now, I could say even more. And I even said that in the Instagram message I left to Professor EDC that maybe we'll continue to talk about this subject later. And Professor EDC had like a racist moment with somebody in the community, and I don't mean to tell his story or chop it up wrong or anything like that, so I'm just going to give you the gist. He was trying to buy a Strider, and then the guy basically said he wouldn't sell a Strider to no fucking Mexican or something like that. And which is absolutely pathetic, and I feel like we can all laugh at that because you got to feel bad for the guy, right? Like, how pathetic are you that's how you think or feel? And like me, I grew up in such a diverse area. Like I grew up in an area that was all black. I grew up in an area that was all Hispanic. I grew up in an area that literally every shop was all Hispanic. Everything, every wording, everything. Like it was even difficult for me. But and then I grew up, with white family members and also white people and just a diverse area, completely diverse. So, but I can't imagine growing up in a place where I don't see anybody else but people my color, and so getting a weird perspective of maybe things you see. I don't know what was going on in his mind, but you got to feel bad for somebody like that, right? That somebody that actually thinks that ignorantly, that they wouldn't sell a knife to somebody because of that, and and I've seen it from every race like that. So it's not like it's just white people that do that. I've seen Hispanics that do that. I've seen Chinese that do that. I've seen blacks that do that. And it's just, it's just ignorance. And there's nothing you can do about it but feel bad for them. Don't worry about it. But yeah, but it made me, when he said that story, it made me feel blessed to grow up in the area I grew up in so that I don't think that ignorantly. Because it's easy for, I'm not going to say easy, it's possible for people to get trapped in a bad mentality. Oh, brother, you don't have to apologize for anything. I appreciate it. No, no, what I apologized for was something completely different. No, what I apologized for, it was basically for me more than it was for you. It was something bad I used to do that happened to you a few times, and I was apologizing because I can't imagine how many people I hurt doing stupid shit like that. And you obviously, not from me, but from somebody that was like me, it hurts you in some ways. But also, I don't break down millions if you cars. Um, yeah, some people, like with the cardboard thing that Anthony E just said, he doesn't break down millions of feet of cardboard. A lot of us do, and a lot of us don't. Some people work at factories, so some people do run into lots of cardboard, lots of scraps. Like when I was talking about the distillery, I run into tons of shit like that. But some people work construction, and they need it for like for wood, for everything you can imagine. So I don't think it necessarily has to be like a super steel. I think sometimes a good all around steel will serve you better than a super steel. And then for somebody who just doesn't use their knife that much, just for basic EDC stuff, depending on how often you want to sharpen or how easy you want it to strap back, there's so many different steels out there. But that's why I really like 14C, because it's such a good all around steel. It really is. I find it even doing better than some S35, S30 that a lot of times. Yeah, Spirit, see, I knew it. I knew you were trying to get back at me because of this whole fucking Instagram thing. So for you guys that don't know the story, Spirited Whiskey, or Spirited, aka Spirited Blades, aka Ryan, um, he's been doing some Instagram lives, and for some reason, I haven't made it to four of them now. So he decided to spite me and miss one of my lives, at least most of it. You only missed the worst parts because it was all choppy and all messed up in the beginning. If I wanted, I could just sit by our neighborhood recycling dumpster and spend the day cutting cardboard. There you go. I save, well, I don't save, I have tons of recycling, and because I get lots of boxes and stuff. So in order for it to all fit, I cut it down. And in all reality, I could probably just muscle it if I really wanted to. But what I do is I take like one box and I cut everything up to fit in that one box, so that I just have to carry one box to the recycling and throw it in, rather than tearing and ripping and then I got a big bag or something. I make it where it all fits. And also it makes it to where I can test knives a little bit on stuff that I know won't be too hard on them, rather than going out in the field and doing some construction and testing a $500 knife. I just break down basic cardboard and really feel the ergos. And sometimes the best test I have is sharpening it. Not only because of the steel, but one, because of the grinds, two, how they did their choil, three, how it feels in the hand. Because when you're sharpening, you really, because you're holding it in a certain positions for a while. So you really start feeling hot spots that you wouldn't normally feel just from doing a couple cuts. So it really gives you a good sense of the ergos and how it feels in the hand. This part right here, how sharp it gets. I've had knives that I would have never thought would irritate me. Then I put it on the stone and it literally almost starts cutting me. Like I'll stop, like I'll put it down after sharpening it, and my finger will have an indent in it for like 6 hours, like crazy. So I really like to sharpen to get that real good feeling of how the steel feels, how it strops, how the choil is, how the grind is, how the ergos feel, all that good stuff. The Rat 1 is a great knife. I will never talk shit about the Rat 1. And get this, I never wanted a Rat 1. Because, okay, me and Kara kind of talked about this a little bit in a video. We talked about how we tend to say people that everybody has it, right? So everybody talks about it, everybody has it. If we didn't get it in the beginning, then after everybody has it and wants it, we don't want it. Because we feel like it's played out. Like it's like, yeah, nobody, everybody's had it, blah, blah, blah. But the Rat, that's the way I was with it. Like, I didn't want nothing to do with the Rat. I fucking heard Nick Shabazz talking about it. Everybody in the community was talking about this damn Rat 1. I was like, I don't give two fucks about that. Then BJ Hill sent me a modded one and a regular one that wasn't modded. Then I got to see. Then I got to see the real beauty and how good the Rat 1 actually is. That is a damn good knife. And then after I seen Blade Brigade New York beat the shit out of one and try to fail it and try to break it and everything, and seeing how it outperformed 5 other knives easily, I was like, man, that knife is. And then when you really look at it, you can see. Look at how many backspacers it has. Look, or standoffs. Look at how big the stop pin is. Look at where the lockup locks up to. Look at how much hardware. I mean, that thing is built like a tank. And the grind. A Rat 1 has an amazing grind. It's not a thick steel. And then the heat treat is, I'm going to say it's on the lower end of Rockwell because it bends, it doesn't break. So, like, even in Blade Brigade's testings, when he was trying to break it, it bent. It didn't break, so it never snapped. And he was throwing it into trees and bouncing it across the road, all kinds of shit. Yeah, rats are definitely. But the problem is that well, I'm not gonna say it's a problem. But like the Rat 1 for a lot of people is a little intimidating because it's a big knife. The Rat 2 it's a little small for me. It'd be nice if they made a medium one, right? If they had one right in the middle. I personally like the Rat 1. I think it's a perfect size. I'm talking about for people, people in general. There's a lot of people, like they sell them here at the Bass Pro Shop. So that's one good knife they actually do sell. They don't sell a lot of good knives there. They sell a few ZTs, some Benchmades, a couple Benchmades. But my problem with it is that I don't know how long it's been there or how many people have came by and tried it because they sit underneath the counter. So the Omega springs can be ready to go on that Benchmade, and I wouldn't know. Yeah, Rat 1.5. There you go. Yeah, we need a Rat 1.5. Buffering again? Ah, fuck. What's up, Berg? I'm glad you guys came to hang out. Even though Kara couldn't join, I was really happy to do this live tonight. This thing, man, this QSP, I can't even think of the name of it now. What is it? Dang it. Lavender, what's the name of this QSP again? I can't think of it. This thing's pretty damn awesome. I can middle finger flick it full grip. It's got a pretty damn good blade. I want to shave with it. It's not the Penguin. I got the Penguin. That's the Penguin. This is a backlock. The worker. Yeah, the worker. This thing is a damn worker. It feels really good. And you know what? Unlike a lot of backlocks, because if you guys have had a lot of backlocks, you know when it locks up, right? When you lock it into place, you actually can feel a little bit of play if you really push it, right? Like, not saying it's going to close or anything like that. It's just the back of the tang pushing up on this lock bar right here. And you can actually see it kind of moving a little bit when you play it. This thing has no play. It's pretty good. I mean, if I really muscle it, I can barely feel it. But I feel more out of other backlock knives like Spyderco's and shit that this doesn't have. This is a good knife. I got 20 different names. The only person I'm trusting now is Lavender Pants. I love getting to shoot the shit with a bunch of knife guys because I don't get that. Like, I know I do 2 lives a week and I do 2 videos a day. So you guys probably think I talk enough knives, but I don't get to talk knives with anybody, like me and Kara, you know. But like, I love sitting here talking knives with you guys, and also just other stuff, like not just knives, you know. The QSP Amundsen. We're gonna do a video soon where we're gonna base like I don't know if we're going to do like some type of winning thing, but we're going to base the answers that you guys have off of how ridiculous they are. I think that's going to be a fun live where like we ask a simple question or a ridiculous question and you guys have to answer. And the most ridiculous, it seems logical, would definitely be up there. There's a few guys that'd be up there. That's how it is for Richie and I. We don't have anyone to talk about. Yeah, and it's nice being able to talk knives with people that actually understand your lingo. Like, I can go into a damn knife shop. I can go into a damn knife shop and I'm talking to the guy and I know he doesn't know what I'm talking about. He doesn't have a clue. And then when he talks, I can tell he has no idea what he's talking about. He doesn't know what I'm talking about. And he doesn't know what he's talking about. So it just doesn't work out. And I can't sit there, like, nobody wants to talk to the guy who acts like they know more about your job, right? Like, it's his job to sell knives, right? Like, not just knives, but that department in, like, say, Bass Pro Shop. That's his department. But he doesn't know shit. Like, he just knows what's on the floor and stuff like that. And but I can't school him because then he's literally just going to look at me like some smart ass or something, you know. So I don't even try to act. I did in the beginning. I feel like now that I look back, I feel like I walked in there and I was probably some punk to him. Like this fucking guy, you know. Like, I'm in there talking. I don't know what I said, but I'm sure I did it. I'm sure like I was a ridiculous person to talk to. And more buffering. Of course it was. Right in my punchline, there's probably buffering. My knife shop guy says rake is pronounced rake. Well, it actually is, though. It's pronounced rake. That's how they say it's pronounced. Then there's Reich. But rake is pronounced rake. I think what it is it's the way it sounds is because when an Asian person is saying it, it's like rake. Like that, like rake. So it sounds like rake to us, but it's really like I don't know. Doesn't matter. I want to visit him soon to check out the MBK Old Guard prototype. HCR is still better than stainless. That's true. That's true. I don't like HCR. I know there's nothing wrong with it. Blah, blah, blah. I don't like it. I don't like it. And I know it's just because I'm a knife snob and I'm being a bitch about it. But I just don't like it. I feel like it's like on the lower end of the totem pole, kind of like when HCR came out and everybody felt about stainless, just regular stainless, whatever they call it, Pakistan stainless or whatever. But I am realizing how good 440C is, because there was a moment there where I was thinking 440C was like it went 8CR, 440C, then like 9CR, and blah blah blah. But that's not the case. 440C is a lot like 14C, where it's a very simple steel. And some, right, 440C rocks when it's done well. Like I've seen even on Cedric and Ada's channel, he's had some done with the Boss Heat Treat that outperforms steels that you would obviously think is better than it. And even with me, I've seen some that it's like it's crazy how good it does, and then how easy it is to sharpen. Like I definitely have a whole different perspective on steels now than I did a year ago. A year ago, I thought it was like a line. And I don't know, it's probably over a year ago, but like where like it's like, stainless, 3CR, 5CR, 8CR, 440C, nine, and it just went in a line. And this is better than this one, and this is better than this one. That's not the case. Like that's not the way it is at all. With a proper heat treat is better than 90. Right, exactly. And that's because M390 wasn't supposed to be a production steel. It's hard to do. It really is. Companies that do it right, they have tested and failed over and over to get the results that they're getting. Because I think what I heard from like a steel urgist or whatever, and I could be wrong, but I heard that I think they have to have it in a temperature of within 50 degrees. So if it doesn't hit that temperature within 50 degrees, which a lot of people would say, well, yeah, you just turn the oven to that temperature and that's what it should be. But the steel has to actually be that temperature, so it's different all the way to the core. And so it's a lot harder to do. Even D2 is kind of like that. D2 is a little harder to do too. It's not as easy to do as some steels. And then some steels are just easy. They're easy peasy. So, like for a company that takes their time and wants to do it well, it's easy to get right. But then there are companies that don't care and they know it's easy, so they just do it. And then you're going to get the more lower results out of those simple steels. But when they actually care, like I was just talking about a minute ago with Tucson with their 14C28N, it's outperforming their S90V. It really is, because they're not doing a great job on their S90V. Now, their HRC numbers are good, just like their HRC numbers are good on their M390. But for whatever reason, it's just not performing that good. So it is what it is. And I'm not saying it's bad, because it's not bad. It's not like their S90V is bad and it's performing bad. It's just not performing at a level that it should be. Um, that's why going with CTS XHP, I got some right here. I actually got two knives now that we own that are actually in that steel. And I got a bunch of, anyways, CPM 154, S35VM, 440C, RWL 34 is a whole lot better than buying any production stuff with S110, 90, and 390, 204P. Yeah, that's true. It is. If you can get it done on a custom level, and I say that, but I still, though, when I see it, it's like, ooh, it's got M390. I don't know why, because it's really not that kind of, ooh, it's not that great of a thing. It's kind of a thing where you kind of need to look at it like, well, is it going to be good? Because it's hit and miss. I've got some M390 that I love, and it performs so good. But then I have others that it's like, the fuck is going on? Even S35VN, only one knife though, and that was from ZT. And that was the worst steel I've ever seen. And also touching on that, touching on steels. So I made a comment, and I don't know if they've seen it before they tried doing it. Maybe they didn't. Maybe it was just in my head. Whatever. Anyways, So, EDC Journeys got a like a gas station knife or some shit and tried sharpening it. This was after he had already been doing some sharpening, and he had the hardest time with it. He could not get a good edge on it, and it was driving him nuts. And I even left him a comment, not laughing, but I could have told him that. Like I before I clicked on the video when I seen it, and then I clicked on the video, I knew right away, you are going to have a world of hurt in front of you. Like, this is not going to go well. I've tried sharpening many gas station knives. It never goes well. They don't have a heat treat. Like, I don't even think they're heat treated. I really don't. And if they are, they're like cooked in my oven upstairs, like in a bad way. Like they're just not, or in a frying pan or something. They're not, they suck. You cannot get a fucking edge on them. And that's just, that shows right there. You'll get better performance with heat treat protocols that are more standardized. For Russian steels that you'll get 120% of production stuff, exotic steel. True, very true. And that's the thing, like you said, they're standardized. It's simple, right? It's not something that like I was saying earlier about the M390. Before we didn't, I don't think we knew as much as we do now, like with all the testing. And I don't think we would have known if it wasn't for like Super Steel Steve and Outpost 76 and all these people doing these tests, that it doesn't perform good under 61. Like it really doesn't. You might as well buy S35 yen if you're gonna get M390 with the heat treat or with the HRC under 61. You might as well get fucking S35 yen because it's not going to perform any better. But it will have the other good qualities like the stain resistance. Like it's definitely more stain resistant. Now it's not as strong, but it does have better stain resistance. But I've never had a problem with S35 yen. Well, I've had it one time, a problem where it rusted, and that was because of a bead blast though. But yeah, and I feel like that through the testings they found out that they have to do it better. So then they had to change their recipe. These other simple steels, we've been doing them for a long time. We know how to do them right. Some places don't do it right, but that's just because they just don't. But there are lots of makers and production companies that do them well. Metal Complex is going live right now, so I'm not going to mess with his shit. I love you guys. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. I had fun talking knives. I hope you guys did. Kara, hopefully, I'm not sure if she works on Wednesday or not, but if not, I'll see you guys back here on Wednesday. And don't miss out on my knife talks, and I got a bunch of awesome reviews coming up. Yeah, so we got a badass Patreon giveaway. Oh yeah, I have to give this away right now. Sorry. Why don't you guys pick a number 1 through 100? Wait! Don't do it yet. Don't do it yet. We'll make this real easy. All right, go. And we got some close ones. Keep it coming. Oh, stop. My cousin Breeze won. Holy shit. My cousin Breeze won a knife. 26. 26. That is fucking awesome. Let me make sure that was right. Yep, my cousin Breeze won a knife in D2, carbon fiber, and titanium. An awesome knife with amazing action. Hopefully he loves it. I will get that mailed out to you. I already have your address, so no need to send it to me. And anybody else that has anything that needs that I have going to you, like being mailed, Wednesday I will be doing some mailing. So I'm gonna wait till Wednesday because I have other stuff, and then it'll all line together. That way I don't have to go back and forth. It'll wind up just working out perfect. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. I will see you guys on Wednesday. Peace.